Hi all and welcome to my Path of Exile 3.2 to update Journey to Poison SRS. Also, I have finally finished my version of this build and a full build guide via a PoB, which I will share later on in the video. Chapters down below if you want to jump straight to that. There is no gameplay in this video simply because I am tired and I don't want to die. I am currently level 92 with 6% XP, so let's go through it. First of all, my atlas. This is where I'm at with maps. I have got my 2 stones. I've done it myself this time despite or because of my medical conditions. I cannot see anything in this void stone arena. Everything to me looks very dark grey or black. I've been told that it's mostly green and blue, but I can't see it. Despite several emails to Chris Wilson and customer support at GGG, they still keep doing arenas and zones where everything is all the one colour, and I can't do that. But I've soloed this one and I soloed the other one, which was quite nice. I've got some favourites. I've put Silo in this favourites just because at the time it was the only completed T16 map I had, and I've got channel now, so these will be reviewed in due time. That's my Atlas passive. I am still on TYTYKiller's 100% duplicate map chance with other bits on it. I have picked up these 3 10% chance to be a tier higher, these 2 10% chance to be a tier higher, and these 2 10% chance to be higher. It is a wandering path, and I've also got these 2 10% chance to be higher. Plus I've got growing hordes. I haven't used it yet because I keep forgetting it. I am not used to using scarabs. I normally go for a stream of consciousness build on my passives. I have got some essence nodes here and some ones here because I like essences. I have just started going into expedition. I've got the extreme archaeology node there. I've got these 3 8% chance nodes down here, and I've got this one up here, and I'll come down here for more delirium chance. That's what I'm after now, delirium chance. After that I'm not really sure. I am making this up as I go. As for my character, this is the gear I'm currently wearing. I found this is just a 6 white socketed mallet I found on the floor. I've used it to put some gems in there for my glittering challenge. More on that in a future PoE video I'm recording separately. So I've got my 7 in sleep, and in here we've got precision, generosity for the envy, and frostblink. In my helm, it's a pretty good helm, high life, +1 minion, and high res, which is why I haven't changed it yet. I've had this for a long time. I think I brought it from trade. And then we've got Animate Guardian in here with minion life, meat shield, and Ray Spectre. I do not have the right spectres. I keep meaning to get it sorted out. I just keep forgetting. I crafted these myself, brought a high value base from trade, and then just whacked some stuff on there, and we got what we needed. And then I crafted the life, the minion damage, and then I've just been throwing Exarch things on it as and when I get it. I have no idea what I'm supposed to have on there, but I'll sort that out at some point. Same with the boots. I've got increased life regeneration and 5% increased move speed, just because that seemed to work out. And in the boots we've got a determination, temper shield, feeding frenzy, linked with stone golem. I have got an unset ring because I am resist cap. It should be an amethyst ring, but I love having Val summon skeletons, so unset ring does the job to hold that. In here we've got a bone ring with our stat requirements, some movement speed and damage. This cost me, I think it was a divine. I've had this for a while now. And then the body armor, which we brought the base from trade for, I think it was about 40C, already 6 linked, and then we threw chaos essence on there until we hit some mods. This doesn't have a life mod on it, specifically for that reason. I didn't want one. I'm intending to pick up the 15% life mastery when I remember to do that. And then we have again stuck on some Exarch stuff as implicits. Again, no idea what I should have on there, but that's what we've got at the moment. Of course, this holds our SRS with minion damage, unleash, unbound ailments, multi-strike, and chance to poison. I am 4% off my chance to poison without the gem, so I have got a Ghastly Jewel sat here. I have no ults because I've been ult rolling this to try and get a decent poison chance. I need at least 13% on this jewel. I can take it out on one of the other jewels, re-roll that jewel, and then I'll get there. My Darkness Enthroned is only 78%. I've almost got enough chaos to buy a better one, and that might be able to tip me over the balance to what I need. In here we've got the 14% chance of poison, cold and fire damage, and this one's got 14% chance with some armor and lightning damage. They're not great, but I've rolled these all myself, so I was just looking for poison chance and whatever the prefix rolled and then regaled, so that's what we're ended up with. My flasks, I'm by no means any good. This one is reduced curse effect with gain 2 charges when you're hit. We are running an anti-ignite onslaught flask, anti-freeze granite flask, and this one needs to change. I haven't changed this since I leveled the character and put temper shield in it, which is ages, but at the moment all my ults are going onto this ghastly idol to try and get that chance to poison. As for my shield, I've picked this shield up from trade for 50 chaos. Again, not a great shield, it's only 3% life when you block, but it serves the purpose. We've got increased damage and minion life on there. And then in here we've got the vitality and then the carrion golem with some feeding frenzy. I don't use the malevolence, or I don't use the aura plus divine blessing because I always forget to hit it. So I've gone for a carrion golem and feeding frenzy support. At its current level with 20% quality, it very rarely dies. So yeah, that's how we've done that. And then we've got this life flask that I rolled. This is my preferred life flask. You use whichever life flask you wish. That's all the gear and the gems. As for the passive tree, this is pretty much a direct copy of Baylor's PoB they issued at the beginning of the league. I will be dropping this for the 15% increased life mastery. I just need to remember to eat a regret point and sort it out. I've got this jewel here, which is 12% chance to poison and a chance to blind. The regenerate was the regal, so I'm not getting rid of that jewel anytime soon. This jewel over here is life with 10% chance to poison. I haven't had any more regret orbs to regal orbs to regal it, but again it's only 10% chance, so I'm hoping to get a better chance on the one I've got in my stash. Over here we've got another one. I've come up here so I can have the 2 golems. It is more points, but it's fine, I don't mind that for the playstyle I want to do. So we've got blind again with life and dealing additional chaos damage. Oh, excuse me, I just need to get a drink. Come up here for Ravenous Horde. We've got EB obviously down here for Red in Blood, the influence wheel, and then I have just picked up this large cluster jewel from trade for 50 chaos. It's only a 1% increased attack and cast speed, but it does have 25% increased effect, and it does have that +6 to max life. So I've got all of the nodes on that wheel, plus we've got this 14% chance to poison, life and additional cold damage, and then this one which is 11% chance and lightning damage, not regaled yet because I don't have any. Standard setup, we've got our Mistress of Sacrifice, Commander of Darkness and Bone Barrier through Mindless Aggression. Excuse me. As for my tattoos, I've got a +4 all attributes on the int node there, +4 all attributes there, 2% max life, which is the very first tattoo I got, chaos resist there, 1% increased mana reservation. Oh, it's not mana reservation, it's reservation. Wow, I should have sold that. My bad, I thought it was mana reservation. Oh well, too late now, I've used it. And 2 to 3 chaos damage, which was the second tattoo I got, by the way. And down here we've got 8% increased armor on a strength node. So that's how my tree's looking. The masteries, mana reservation there, increased effect on the enduring bond. As I said, this is all pretty much, all of this is pretty much as per Baylor's original PoB that he issued at league start, but I've just come, instead of coming through here for 3 points, I've gone 1, 2, 3, and then used 2 extra points to come around to get the +1 to maximum number of golems, so I can have the stone golem and the carrion golem. All because my memory's crap and I can't remember to press the divine blessing. So that's the build, that's the character, that's the passive, that's passive tree. Map wise, I'm doing really well. I've just got into T16s as of today. I've got a great map supply. It doesn't look like much, but I am dropping anywhere between 10 and 20 maps per map I run. I've only got 2 stones plus all that chance to be higher, so I'm still dropping a few lower level yellow ones. I am hoping to get my other 2 stones. I'm not sure whether I will probably have to buy a carry because it's Uber, Elder / Shaper and Maven. I can't do Maven, so there'll be carries when I get some currency, or I might just forego having 4 stones this league. Now I know what I'm doing, I'll be able to make more currency next league as long as nothing gets screwed over. There we go, that's where I'm at, that's what I've been doing in PoE. My time has also been split with the new No Man's Sky patch, and I am still trying to get through Baldur's Gate 3. On to the prophesized path of building that I said I was working on. Now, as a disclaimer before we get into the path of building, this path of building was primarily based on Baylor Mage's path of building that he issued at the beginning of League Start. I found there was a lot of errors. If you watch my earlier updates, you can hear how annoyed I was at wasting time because the PoB wasn't set out how I like it, and I kept on having to bounce back through acts to pick up gems that in my opinion should have been notified in the PoB that I needed. So I spent a lot of time doing a PoB together how I would like the information in a PoB to be. I've also checked out some SRS builds on PoE Ninja, and I have obviously leveled this one. I also leveled one in standard just to get the gem links, which I think I did a video on anyway. So that was done for the PoB. So I know my gem links work for early leveling, and I know they work for getting through maps, etc., to the point where everything is multiple divines to get upgrades or the big budget. So let's bring the PoB onto the main screen now. Here we go. So we've got various trees. We've got Act 1 to 3, 4 to 6 including Normal Lab, 6 to 9 Cruel Lab, Act 10 Merc Lab, Mapping Non-Poison, Mapping Poison, Big Budget Poison, and there's all the trees. Each one you can go through, you can click on any one, and it will show you where I was at that point. You may have different depending on how quickly you get through the acts. If you're over leveled, for example, at the end of Act 3 you should be round about level 31. If you're under, that's fine. If you're over, that's also fine. Just go to whichever one you are to get the next level of skills. There we go. Now for Norm Lab I took Commander of Darkness for the 30% to elemental resists. That's the only reason. When you kill Act 5 Katava, you'll be surprised how easy it is to res cap, because it negates the res penalty, plus all your minions are doing 30% increased damage, and they've got that increased attack and cast speed from your auras. So that's why I went that way first, and then in Cruel Lab we then pick up mindless aggression, because by that point it is starting to get a little bit dicey. But that's the change. And then Merc Clab, obviously we go for Mistress of Sacrifice because we got Bone Offering by that point. And then finally, when you get your Uber Lab, you go for the Bone Barrier. So that's how I've done the things. Like I said, it's all here. Just pop back to Act 1 to 3. Skills wise, this is also done. You can either go the skills here, which I've done through with notes, what you should have when, what should be in your offhands leveling up, when to add what. Again, 1 to 3, Acts 4 to 6. When you get to 6 and you do the quest to unlock all the gems from Lily, I think it's Lily or Lilith, I can never remember her name. The mapping non-poison, the mapping poison, and then the big budget. Now with the big budget ones, these include alt quality and click on there, awakened gems. Now if you don't have the awakened gems, it's fine. This is just where you would aim to be when you've got a lot of currency. I've also included Vile Summon Skeletons in an unset ring from Act 4 onwards. I found this to be very useful, especially when you come against those Act bosses. Dropping a Vile Summon Skeletons for the Act bosses or tanky rares is just really nice, specifically also in the current league mechanic. It can be quite handy when that boss comes out or the leader comes out of the big totem. You just drop Vile Summon Skeletons on their butt and that ties them up for quite a while. That's what I've been using it for. It makes getting Chaos Res a little bit harder because you don't have the Amethyst ring in that slot, so you're losing up to 23% Chaos Res. But if you're not bothered about that, I'm not bothered about it. I've done fine. I've only died 4 or 5 times totally since I've been in rad maps, and 2 of those deaths were to the Syrian Exarch to get the Void Stone because I can't do the rolling ball wall part. So yeah, Vile Summon Skeletons are included. If you don't want to use them, just take these out and use an Amethyst ring to get that Chaos Res up. So all the gems are there. Same with items. I've done a rough guide to items and flasks all the way through. Very hand-holdy, very thing. I've not included any res. You know, when you need to get res capped, the configuration doesn't allow me to save it per setup. So you just need to be aware that you just look in game at your reses basically and see what res you need. This is based on trade, so if you are in SSF, some of the uniques might be a lot harder for you to get hold of. So just bear that in mind as well. And then for once you get your Animate Guardian to level 20, gem level 20, there's all the gear that we want. So if you drop one of these items whilst you're leveling, or you can buy it from trade, you know what you're looking for, and keep an eye on the prices to see when to buy them. And then we go to the notes section. Again, this is how I prefer. This is how I like my POBs to be. Very kind of get the quest, what am I looking for from the quest. Freezing Pulse, link to Arcane Sage, keep Arcane Sage at level 1. Right, go, bam, 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 bam. Having this laid out in this fashion, and I apologise if you have colour issues, you can always grab a copy of this POB and change the colours to however you need them. I've tried to be helpful and keep them relatively simple, but yeah, it does look like a lot, but effectively we've got Act 1. These are the links and colours you are looking for. These are the links at the end, and it goes that all the way through Act 2, Act 3, with unique options available. So City Heat Breath, the Power Amulet will carry you until Act 6, at which point you want to drop this if you have one for either a dual stat amulet, strength and dexterity, or a jinxed juju. At that point, it doesn't matter what's on the jinxed juju, honestly, the rolls are almost irrelevant, but it does allow you to get that increased aura effect and all the nice good things. Also, it does come with chaos res, When you get to Act 6, obviously you're minus 60 chaos res straight away, so having that Jinx Juju can be very helpful. If you don't have a Jinx Juju, go for the Strength Dex Dual Implicit Amulet to satisfy your attribute requirements. There's a few other ones where you can get the Hoop of All. Praxis depends on whether your league starting with this or what's available / your currency, all that kind of stuff. And then I've put here in Act 4 Val side areas start appearing, so do them and look for a Val summon skeletons, or alternatively you can buy it from trade, or if you happen to get some Val orbs, you can Val your own summon skeleton gems. They're available from Act 1, just pick some up and throw some Val orbs, you never know, you might get lucky. But I do include it in the links from now on. When you get to Act 4, you've got a massive gem swap here. And this is why this section is so huge. A lot of our gems are available after we open up the belly of the beast and are level 38. So once you've opened the belly of the beast to go and kill that Act 4 boss before moving into Act 5, if you're not level 38, then just keep going. Once you're level 38, go back to Act 4, pick up the gems and then do your gem swap. If you're over level 38 and you haven't opened the belly of the beast, pick up the gems anyway, throw them in your hands or throw them in your stash, go and open the belly of the beast and then do your swap. As long as you've got the belly of the beast open and you're level 38 or higher, you can do the next gem swap. At this point also, if you're in trade, you can start looking for Mark of the Red Covenant. It does require you to level 40. And it has got a ton of SRS buffs, and it will carry you all the way to maps when you do swap into your mapping non-poison version, or straight into poison if you get the relevant things. Act 6 we then have another big swap because we get access to Lily / Lilith, whatever her name is, and you can go through here and it tells you where everything sits. In the body armor I have included the 5th and 6th links just in case you've got a 6th link from wherever, or you happen to have a tabby, you know. So that's all in there for you as well. Bearing in mind, for the generosity setup, which is linked to anger and precision, don't link it to vitality because you don't want it. You want the vitality. The levels are important. If you keep the gems at the levels mentioned in this section, you will not run out of mana. And then we've got all the offhand leveling gems here. If you haven't picked these up or you don't have had one drop, then this is where you pick them up, throw them in your offhands for later use. Animate Guardian, Ray Spectre, ideally level 20 before you start using them. Animate Guardian must be level 20 before you start using it. Chance to Poison is when your initial switch to Poison, and then same with Despair, and Mute Shield is used when you get your Spectres. Void Manipulation is for when you have got your chance to poison to 100% without using chance to poison. You can slot in Void Manipulation straight away. This is why we slap them in our offhands. Yes, you could buy them for trade, they're not that amount, but why bother spending that currency when you can just throw them in your offhands at the earliest opportunity, and by the time you need them, they'll probably be ready to be flipped. Flip them, you got level 1 20% quality gems ready to go, and they may even have a few levels on them. I've got some notes down here as well. When to swap to poison: when you have the Severed in Sleep unique weapon equipped and have a 100% chance to poison from gems and jewels. That's when you swap to your poison SRS. When do you equip your Animate Guardian? When the gem is level 20, unless you're using Divergent AG gem, there is no need to quality it. The gear for your gem is in the item section as shown earlier, and then for the body armor you've got a choice of 2, Garble of the Ephemeral or the Doppelganger guys. And then there's just a little note here for the annoyance: if you get some oils quickly and or cheaply from trade, you can add on Testudo. This gives you life on block and a high attack block chance. It's a clear sepia and black setup. And then obviously the best one is to get Death Attunement, which is clear crimson and silver. Don't put this on until you've got a really nice Jinx Juju that you're not going to be replacing. It's just easier that way. So that's it. That's the PoB. That's what I've been doing in PoE. I hope you've enjoyed this. video, and I will catch you in the next one, which I'm currently working on. I'm hoping it will be out on Monday. Today, at the time of recording, it is 13:51 on the 1st of September, which is a Friday where I am, local time. And you can see it in PoE. And yeah, I'm having a ton of fun this league. I've got the right build, I've got the right Atlas strat, and I'm hoping to push this build a lot further. I haven't really played anything in standard, which is really unusual for me. By this point, I've already given up on the league, and I'm in standard just having fun and doing stuff over there. But this build with this Atlas strat has kept me busy. I'm getting so many maps. I'm not running out of maps, even if I have to throw them away after a bad corruption. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.